to all the participants from different parts of Telangana, AP, and other parts of the country. And I firstly welcome our principal, Sir Ratna Prasad Garu, to say a few words about the webinar. Ramesh, sir, did sir join?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, now I welcome Sri D.T. Jeevan Kumar, sir, to address the webinar for 2 minutes, please.
ఒకసారి ఇంట్రడక్షన్ చేయమనండి సార్ని. సార్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ చేసిన తర్వాత నేను మాట్లాడతాను.
ఏ సార్ సార్ నేనా?
ఇప్పుడు అట్లే కాదు, మన సార్ ఉన్నారు కదా, గెస్ట్ వచ్చారు కదా, స్పీకర్ వచ్చారు కదా, సార్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ తెలిస్తే నేను కూడా కొంచెం మాట్లాడగలుగుతుంది. సార్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయండి ఫస్ట్.
సార్ అంటే మనం మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత సార్ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తారు సార్. మన నారాయణ స్వామి సార్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తారు.
ఓకే ఓకే, సరే సరే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
వెల్కమ్. Really, this is good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Very good morning. I'm feeling very good morning.
Good morning.
Really a sweet day to us. First of all, I'm heartily congratulating the whole Commerce Department, particularly the head of the Commerce Department, Sarvesrao, Dr. Sarvesrao sir, for conducting this prestigious webinar. So, on intellectual property rights, the eminent speaker, they have chosen the eminent speaker and good resource person to enlighten us.
Okay.
And also the program convener like that, Anjani madam, IQAC, they are contributing much more to the institution, SRN Vijayanagar Government Degree College. So our dynamic principal, sir, under the noble guidance of our dynamic principal, sir, the whole team is working. So many intellectuals are working to establish the SRN Vijayanagar Government Degree College in the society, and also sharing the knowledge to the catchment area, the erstwhile Khammam. Also, regarding this webinar, today of this morning, I have talked to head of the Department of Commerce regarding intellectual properties. As a science student, many things we have not discussed in our classrooms or otherwise total the academic period, the academic career. But so many things are there. They are away from us, like that related to other arts and commerce department topics and also knowledge. But here, conducting like these webinars, so we come to know like this very important and also really required topics. Also, we came to know like this good opportunity the Commerce Department provided to us. Once again, I'm congratulating the whole department, and I'm inviting our guest and also conveying my best wishes to all participants. Thank you to all for giving this wonderful opportunity to me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Jeevan Kumar, sir. At the
Sir.
outset, you wish me all the best, and I am wishing you all the participants will gain something from this webinar. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request.
Sir, just a minute. Sir,
చెప్పండి సార్.
shall we start with Vande Mataram, sir?
Definitely.
Sir is ready with Vande Mataram, sir. We will start with it.
Okay.
Sambashivarao, sir.
ज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमिता सुमधुरशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखकरभाव मातरम्.
So thank you, Samsura sir. Now I request
దుఃఖలో ఒక్కటైన చేతనం జననీ చేతనం చరితగల తల్లి జనం పది పిల్లలు ప్రణమిల్లిన శుభతరుణం జై తెలంగాణ జై జై తెలంగాణ జై తెలంగాణ జై జై తెలంగాణ పురిటి గట్ట రుద్రమది వీరల దేవుడే నీ బిడ్డ కాకతీయ కళా ప్రబల కవిరేఖ రామప్ప బాలుకొండల బాపుల గొప్ప వెలుగే చార్మినార్ జై తెలంగాణ జై జై తెలంగాణ జై తెలంగాణ జై జై తెలంగాణ జీవని జయ కేతనం ముకోటి గొంతుకలు ఒక్కటైన చేతనం జయ జయ హే తెలంగాణ జననీ జయ కేతనము ముకోటి గొంతుకలు ఒక్కటైన చేతనం.
so thank you, Samsura sir, for giving us Vande Mataram and Jai Telangana song for inauguration. Now I request Srimati Anjani Saraswati Madam Garu, in charge of the IQAC, coordinate IQAC and Department of English, HOD Department of English. I request Anjani Saraswati Madam, over to Anjani Saraswati Madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As sir told, I am Anjani, IQS coordinator, and amicable welcome to all the delegates and dignitaries to this one-day webinar on intellectual properties. I am really happy to participate in this program, and my special welcome and thanks to Professor Achalapati Garu for accepting our invitation. Really very happy to see you, sir. And I really appreciate our commerce department to take this initiation, and actually they did a lot of homework on this. Yesterday also they conducted a Zoom meeting to arrange the program and to schedule this program. Thank you and congratulate you all. And many students, many people doesn't know the importance of intellectual property. They know all other properties, but they don't aware of intellectual properties. So we decided to give awareness on this intellectual properties and rights, the patent rights and trademarks. So we got a good resource person, Achalapati Garu. Welcome, sir. So use this, dear students, please use this opportunity and gain some knowledge from this webinar. And thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anjani Saraswati Madam Garu, for your good wishes and blessings to children and the Department of Commerce. Now I request Narayan Swami sir to introduce the speaker of the day, the resource person of the day for this webinar. Sir, over to Narayan Swami sir.
Sir, good morning, sir. Thank you very much. Am I audible, sir? Am I visible and audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are
Okay,
visible
thank
and
you.
audible, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning to all the faculty and student participants to this webinar on intellectual property rights. I deem it a proud privilege to introduce today's guest and speaker, Professor K.V. Achalapati Garu, retired professor of Usmania University, Hyderabad. In my opinion, he is not a retired professor. He is a renowned professor. Retirement is only for age, not for his commitment to profession. His thirst for knowledge and passion for teaching made him a renowned professor across Telangana and Andhra states. In fact, he doesn't need any introduction. పరిచయం అక్కర్లేనటువంటి పేరు, the name Professor K.V. Achalapati Garu. He is much familiar in teaching fraternity and student community across the two states. Despite the fact, I would like to present his brief profile. Professor K.V. Achalapati Garu completed his schooling and intermediate in Hyderabad and Mahbubnagar district. He did his BCom from Usmania University in 1977 and stood first among the Telugu medium students. And he did his PhD, MPhil, PhD from Usmania University. He topped the MPhil entrance examination in 1984. He became professor at the age of 38, youngest professor. And even now, he is one of the two senior most professors in entire Usmania University since 1994. He has put up 40 years of teaching experience at UG and PG level, covering commerce and management disciplines. He also worked in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, East Africa for 3 years, and in Muscat Sultanate for 2 years. He has held different administrative positions in his career, starting from Principal of University PG College, Mahbubnagar, during 1993 to 1998. He was instrumental in development of that PG center during his tenure. He worked as Chairman Board of Studies, Dean Faculty of Commerce, HOD Commerce in Usmania University. Presently, he is the Director, Dhanvantari Institute of Science and Technology, and Secretary and Correspondent, Sri Chaitanya Degree and PG College, Mahbubnagar, and Chairman, AMS School of Informatics, Hyderabad. He has vast experience in research. Under his guidance, 7 students were completed PhD and 6 students were awarded MPhil. He undertook major research project of UGC on implications of IFRS for corporate reporting practices in India. He has more than 50 research publications to his credit, including 10 in international conferences and in blind referred journals at national and international journals. He is awarded Best Teacher by erstwhile Government of Andhra Pradesh during 2005. He is also awarded Best Teacher by Palamuru Lions Club and Mahbubnagar Lions Clubs. He is honored with Lifetime Achievement Award by Institute of Practical Accounting, Hyderabad in 2020. So with this brief profile, I welcome once again Professor K.V. Achalapati Garu to this webinar. Over to Sir Professor Achalapati Garu.
Yeah, shall I start? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah, good morning to all of you. At the outset, may I know what is SR and BGNR? Government Arts and Science College. Anyone?
Sri Rama and Bhakta Gantala Rao, Government Arts and Science College, sir.
Oh, very happy to know that, because we always use the abbreviations, but at least the people who have contributed so much, sometimes we should know their names. Sri Rama and Bhakta Gantala
Narayana Rao.
Narayan Rao.
Yes,
Narayan Rao, Government Arts and Science College.
Sir, he
So, let
contributed 75 acres of land
Wow,
college.
not a small contribution.
in those days, sir.
So,
Say what what should be the name when he was asked? I am the Bhakta of Rama, so the name should be Sri Rama and Bhakta Gantala Narayan Rao Government College.
Wow. So here
That was the
afterwards,
background.
please don't say SR and BGNR. You say Sri Rama Bhakta Gantala Narayan Rao. Let us say that. We should remember such names. Great. So hearty congratulations to the college and principal for this particular webinar that is taken up. Principal Ratna Prasad Garu, Vice Principal Jeevan Kumar Garu, IQAC Coordinator Anjani Saraswati Madam, and the head of the Department Commerce, my friend Dr. Sarveshwar Rao, and all Commerce Department people here. And I find Meenu Maheshwari from Rajasthan or Gujarat. Her name also is here, my friend. I have put it in the Indian Executive, Indian Accounting Association Executive. She has logged in. I am happy to see her name also here. So welcome to all of you. I congratulate the college for undertaking this, because Khammam I have visited when the PG center is there. I have also seen Professor Rambabu from the Telangana University. So welcome to all of you. I find Khammam is a known place for me for two reasons. One, I have come there for visiting, of course, Sri Rama, and also I have visited the PG center when Rajesh sir was there. Rajesh Gaud was there. Now physical meets are no more, so we have only webinars. So it also helps us, especially in the given situation. Yeah, now it is around 11:26. Can I take 1 hour time?
Definitely, sir. You are welcome, sir.
About half an hour, 45 minutes perhaps I will take for the presentation. After that,
Sir.
we can have a question and answers. That is more important. I am very happy that most of the science and other faculty members also joined here. So it's not commerce as such. Only I know that the commerce people, BCom students are having intellectual property rights as part of the syllabus in the business law. Therefore, earlier I have delivered lectures on that, but this is not for just BCom, but for all faculties. So we shall go for it. So let me have a PowerPoint presentation. Let me make.
Very, we can't hear you. Please,
Are you able to see? Are you
Yes,
able
sir.
to see the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Yeah, it's a national webinar on intellectual property rights. It's a keynote address being delivered by me, and we will have discussions also. I will be there for discussions also, provided you have patience, question and answers, because good number of professors are there. We have, as I said, from far away from Rajasthan and also from the Telangana University. We can have discussion also later. Now I propose to speak on this. Originally, the WTO that has played a significant role in respect of intellectual property rights. So, and then ministerial conferences and WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization. Dr. Madhusudan Rao from Ethiopia has prepared a PPT. I am going to use that PPT. After completing this, we will use that also, and we will discuss in detail about the intellectual property rights. That will be more, and this part will be given a background, because many of us should know in what context we should do, because I always believe that whenever we ask the students or teachers to study, the first question comes is, why should I read? Because unless we are convinced that this is useful and relevant to us, people are reluctant to learn, especially the younger generation. Knowledge for the knowledge sake is gone. Today we should convince the youngsters that this is useful to them. Then only they will read. First thing, it is useful to the undergraduate students because the intellectual property rights is part of their business law paper for the commerce and BBA students. Then coming to the non-commerce and BBA students, science students especially, many of the science students do not know that the original idea which they have brought out and the creativity they make, the lot of contributions they make in India, but we do not register ourselves with the intellectual property right. In fact, many of us know very well that when we failed to recognize the healing feature of the turmeric powder, some foreign country has registered the turmeric powder as their intellectual property right in their country. Then India had to fight in the court and ultimately prove that they have turmeric powder, pasupu raskunte kurpulu daggutayi anedi maaku eppudo ma ammamma daggara nunchi telusu ane vishayam manam we had to prove and say that it is not an intellectual property and it is not correct to register another country. Same is the case with biryani. The biryani, which is rice which is produced at the foothills of the Punjab or foothills of the Himalayas, is the only rice called biryani. But some American company registered with the biryani rice in America as a intellectual property right. Why it happened, you know, is mostly because in India, we don't believe in intellectual property at all. Because our culture is, we don't own any knowledge. We only believe in disseminating the knowledge. Because I am giving this particular point very important because every one of us should think in these lines. You know, we believe in Shruti and we believe in Smruti. Shruti is Vedas, which comes from the thousands of years that came from one person to another person through by hearing. Shruti means Shravanam ante Vinanam. It is listening. So listening from one guru to his student and his students to the disciple, nowhere we have got a written Vedas. The Vedas are not in the written form for a long time. Only from last 500 years or less than 500 years it is there on the writing form. Otherwise, nothing was there. Unlike other religions, we do not have writing in a book also. So what happens is it is a inherited property from others by listening from others. That is called Shruti. So through that we got the Ayurveda, we got the others also, and thereby our culture is to disseminate. Just now my friend has introduced me as a gurus to guru and Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, etc. The culture of Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and we also say Sahana Vahatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavidvichavai. Sahana Vahatu, together we live. Sahanau Bhunaktu, together we eat. Sahaviryam Karavavai, together we shall do the job. And Sahaviryam Karavavai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavidvichavai. When you say together, when we do it, ultimately it leads to the peace. This is a sloka Guru and Shishya will be rendering before they start their studies every day. So that means we believe in discussions, we believe in webinars, even webinars, the Doravani, we believe in discussion, we believe in charcha, and also coming to the logical conclusions, but we don't believe in registering the intellectual property, and thereby we don't believe in owning the intellect. Because of this reason, we were deprived for some time because America was quite forward ahead in registering the intellect, and thereby they were ahead of many of the drugs that we were supposed to produce as such. So this was the major cultural part. This is a hypothesis premise I have put. We have to bring a major change in the attitude of the people. That in the materialistic society in which we are living, we might be religious. It is good for the spirituality to be secluded and to be more open and to reveal more rather than conceal more. But intellectual property right believes in concealing more and then converting the intellect into the money. Converting the intellect into money is the commercialization of intellect. That is the basis for intellectual property right. Therefore, India is lagging in converting the intellect into money, but not lagging in the intellect. This part we have to remember as a premise. Sorry. Now I come to the point that this intellectual property right is connected to the WTO. What is this WTO? What are the functions of WTO? And what is the importance of WTO? Let us learn, because this has made us to compulsorily learn about the intellectual property right. So if you take the origin of WTO, GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, was the first time in 1949, 44 countries have come to an understanding called GATT, that including India. India was also one among the 44 countries. You know what is the problem? It is like, what is this GATT? It is a general agreement on trade and tariff. Trade means how trade should take place among the countries and thereby entire world. And what is tariff and how do we regulate tariff is called tariff rate. Let me explain this. You have a comparative cost theory. This is a theoretical framework for the talk today. See, if you are producing oil in India, it may cost you 100 rupees, or it may cost you, let us say, 25 rupees per liter. Whereas if you produce it in Saudi Arabia, it may cost you only 1 rupee. I'm talking rupee, not dollar. 1 rupee. So should you import from Saudi Arabia or should you make oil in your country? Obviously, we should import. And suppose you are producing potatoes. Potatoes in India can be produced with 1 rupee a kilo. Whereas you have to, if you produce it in Saudi Arabia, it will cost you 20 rupees. Should they produce potatoes or should they import from us? We should export and they should import. Because if you take entire world as one unit, people must be free enough to export and import. No, there should be no restrictions at all. This is the reality, original human beings, and being a, if you believe entire humanity to be one global unit, there should be no restrictions in exports and imports. But in reality, it won't happen. What happens is every country has got a boundaries known as political boundaries, national boundaries. And these boundaries have restricted where we say that we should export more and import less so that our foreign exchange reserves, we have more surpluses. With more foreign exchange surpluses, we will have money, rupee value to be high, and we will be able to gain more. Keeping this into account, every country would like to increase its exports and reduce its imports. So this is the reason comparative cost theory stopped successful. That means it stopped working. Many countries felt that instead of encouraging imports from other country, I should discourage imports. How do I discourage imports? Number one, ban imports. Number two, I should make the imported product costlier than the product that is made in our own country. So what I should do is I should impose a tariff on the imported goods to such an extent that it will become more costlier to import foreign products. unless the quality of the foreign product is better than Indian product, nobody will buy the foreign product if it is costly. So this theory is called tariff and non-tariff barriers. Tariff means you impose customs duty. Non-tariff barriers means you create hurdles in importing goods. So this was done by many countries. When every country does it, your world trade becomes zero. So if every country does it and world trade becomes zero, then no country will progress. So this was understood in 1949 by 44 countries, including India. And then they have come to an understanding, we should not allow too much of tariff. We must not allow too much of barriers. So we must come to a gentleman agreement that we should have moderate tariff only. That agreement is called General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs. Yes, this has happened in 49. Till 1989, it was implemented, but not with good heart. Countries like USA, or during those days USSR or China, such big countries, they have not observed it properly. Instead of what do you call, see, when there is a auto strike, if auto unions give for strike call, no auto runs, no problem in Khammam. Suppose all autos are not working, only 5 auto fellows do not participate in the strike. What will happen? They will fleece money. They will earn extraordinarily money. So the first world countries, they made third world countries also to come to an agreement and sign the agreement, but they themselves started violating the rules. In the process, the first world countries gained more than third world countries. And third world countries were threatened that they should not violate rules. First world countries, being international policemen, they have violated more. This has created uneven balances in the country. By 1989, Uruguay round of negotiations have taken place, wherein the countries have again thought that we should do something serious. And they have appointed Arthur Dunkel to study the dynamics of the world trade and then come out with one document so that there should not be more than 2,000 agreements among the 100 countries. We had more than 2,000 agreements with 100 countries. We have multi-agreements. We have agreement with America, Russia, China, Japan. Every country have got different agreements. So then Arthur Dunkel has done a wonderful work by balancing the interests of the first and third world countries. What he has done is, first world countries are good in investment, are good in research, are good in innovations, are good in medicines. They are able to innovate more and brought out. Whereas third world countries are good in services, are having pooled service people, like large number of educated pool is there in India and China. And these people can be utilized, their services can be utilized at a lesser rate rather than engaging at a higher rate in America. So strength of third world countries and weaknesses of first world countries are linked. Similarly, the weaknesses of third world countries and strength of first world countries are linked. That is what Arthur Dunkel has done. Arthur Dunkel felt that many of the third world countries are badly in need of technology, computer technology and other science and technology, investments, etc. Innovations of the first world innovation, medical innovations also were not percolating to the third world countries. Hence, there should be a liberalization wherein the first world countries must share their technology to the third world countries. Similarly, the third world countries should be able to contribute their labor like services either through transfer, migration of the people, or through outsourcing the works of first world countries. So in 1989, he has brought out a document. That document was replaced, has replaced the existing GATT agreement. 49 agreement was replaced with GATT 1994. And GATT 1994 was more liberal and more useful, and it was more pragmatic and realistic. Accordingly, 1st January 1995, World Trade Organization is established. And once World Trade Organization is established, you have a multi-body. Please remember, World Bank is different. World Trade Organization is different. World Bank voting system is based upon the investment people make there. Obviously, the people who countries which have invested more will have more voting power. Whereas in WTO, voting power is not on the basis of investment made by the people, but investment, it is the number. If you have 100 countries in WTO, each country will have only one voting system. Therefore, you do not have sorry, you are getting the disturbance. I am removing it. Yeah, you do not have discriminative voting system. Every country will have only one vote. And most of the decisions are not taken by majority vote. It is taken by the consensus. That is the beauty. Consensus means it is very important to discuss and ultimately come out with resolutions which are binding on the every part. And binding, of course, again, don't be under the understand that it is not the legal binding. It is only moral binding. Because as all of you must know, constitutionally, there is no international constitution. There is no worldwide constitution. No country is obliged to follow any international law. There is no international law. Every country will have its own law. The internationally agreement will be there. But once you sign the agreement, you cannot violate it because you lose your reputation. So once you sign the agreement, the countries, if they must follow. So WTO is given functions, 3 functions it will do. Number 1, policy making. Number 2, policy execution. Number 3, judiciary function. Policy making means they will decide what shall be the policy at the world level. Policy execution means whatever decisions are taken in the policy making, they have to be implemented, executed. Policy 3 means judiciary function means if any country is not following the rules, the WTO can interfere and give its judgment. It will point out mistakes of the country and it will expose. As just now I said, nobody can make it obligation, but it is an insult for the country if they don't follow WTO rules. So this is judiciary function. So when it comes to the policy making, there is a 3-tier structure. At the lower level, secretary level meetings. Every country will have secretaries, cabinet secretaries or law secretaries. Secretary from each country will be representing 100 secretaries will meet together. They will discuss the issues. They will identify the world level issues to be discussed by the higher level and they go for it. Number 1. Number 2, they will identify the issues which cannot be solved and you need expertise. For example, you are talking intellectual property rights. You need lawyers to be there. You need chartered accountants to be there. You need scientists to be there. If it is a medicine one, you need doctors. If it is an electronic one, you need computer experts, electronic experts. If it is a computer related, you need experts. So you have expert committees throughout the world. So experts from India, experts from other countries also will be there. Why? This is called pyramidal structure. The low base is secretary level. Next level is expert committees. Expert committees will always look what is good for the world. They will not look what is good for India or what is good for America. They will look only what is good for the world. And political experts also will be there in the same expert committees, where they will discuss about the possibility, viability, political consequences, and how whether it is possible or not. That also they will discuss. There's a second level. Then the third level is, once it comes to the decision making level, at that stage politics fully enters. That is ministerial conferences. Commerce ministers from different countries will join together. That is called ministerial conference. Every 2 years there will be a ministerial conference, and these ministerial conferences will meet and take a top level decision, and that decision every country will be following. I'll give an example. It started in 1996 because 95 World Trade Organization was established. 1996. I will explain this only in 5 minutes, because this will tell you what is the significance of WTO, because many people do not know the importance of this. Number one, in trade and in 1996, that was newly formed WTO. Many of the third world countries were not ready to discuss with them. They are not knowledgeable much. So first world countries dominated the 1996 Singapore meet, wherein trade and investment must be free. Worldwide, there should be free flow of trade. There should be free flow of investment. There should not be hurdles in the investment to be flown from one country to another country, one trade flow from one country to another country. This was done, most important part. The second part is more important, trade and competition policy. The competition must be free flow competition. You must not create hurdles in competition. So anybody can compete. So if you are laying a 6-level line road by the country, a national highway, you cannot restrict world competitors to participate in the tender. If you restrict that only Indians we will give, they will not accept. So worldwide, China can participate, Japan can participate, Germany can participate, anybody can participate. That is how L&T entered. So competition will be free. That is one. Number government procurement and transparency. You must have procurement of products must be transparent. You must allow. Most important is trade facilitation. Trade facilitation means your roadways, your waterways, your railways, your airways, all 4 ways must be open for everyone. Any corner like Koilkunta, or you have a remote village in Khammam, from the remote village to Khammam, if you want to reach Washington, you should be able to move your product in 24 hours. That is the signature we have made in trade facilitation. That is the reason once we signed this, after this Sadak policy of what Atal Bihari Vajpayee has come, wherein national highways are linked. Earlier, I was taking 3 hours to reach Mahbub Nagar when I joined in 1988. From Mahbub Nagar to Hyderabad, I was taking 3 hours to reach with Chuk Railu, 1 line only. Today, I can reach in 1 hour, 10 minutes in the train. That is the difference. Labor standards. Labor standards, you cannot engage child labor. You cannot engage what do you call human rights are to be taken care. Environmental standards, for example, our Uttar Pradesh rope was prohibited to be sold in America because they engaged, they have spoiled the environment. Your rubber industry was prohibited to enter. Your Kashmir shawls were not allowed to be sold in America because the human rights were violated. That's what they have understood. All these things in 1996 I am talking about. So this is the importance of the World Trade Organization. This has changed the life. Why I am talking this is WTO is not something exports, imports, Delhi lo kusun chesedi. What is na? In what way? In Khammam I am affected. You are very much affected, because in Khammam, if you are making some Nirmal paints or somewhere, what you are making, such speciality, even toys you are making. The Kondapalli toys were also, people were saying, if you are engaging child labor, Kondapalli toys also cannot be sold. This is what they have said earlier. So environment issues, labor issues, these things have come into the picture in Singapore. We were very much affected. By 2001, what happened? 2001 September 11, all of you are aware that 2 towers of WTO were attacked by the third world countries. I am not supporting, don't misunderstand me, but this has happened because most of the third world countries got very much negatively affected between 96 to 2001, 5 years. 99 also Seattle conference took place, and 99 when Seattle conference took place, it has happened in a particular 5-star hotel, and that 5-star hotel was totally garrowed by thousands of NGO activists from 100 countries. They came and they just wanted to attack the people who are discussing inside. Then Bill Clinton has said that this is the voice of the people. Please listen. They are all talking something, you must listen. So that was the situation in 99. Still, first world countries did not listen to us. What they have continued to dominate the World Trade Organization. Then in September 11, the attack on World Trade Organization took place. Once 2 towers were attacked, that has shaken the first world. And first world countries have become dull during the time, September. December, this Doha, Qatar, the conference has taken place in 2001, where most of the third world countries accepted themselves. This is the most important declaration that has taken place. That is the reason Doha Declaration, we have to spend more time on this. The Doha Declaration is the most important part for the intellectual property right also. There is a TRIPS. The word TRIPS. TRIP does not mean moving around. Don't misunderstand English TRIPS. TRIPS means Trade Related Intellectual Property Rights. That is the TRIPS. So when you say trade related intellectual property right, in 1996, we have signed trade related intellectual property right. What does it mean is, earlier also in GATT 1949, we have signed intellectual property right. What is this intellectual property right? Intellectual property right, as you know, which we will see in detail later also, is nothing but protecting the original innovation. Suppose a drug is innovated. COVID medicine or COVID vaccine is innovated. Covishield as well as Covaxin. The people who have invested millions of dollars, either in Russia or Sputnik or UK for the Covishield or another, whatever they have invested a lot of money, and with that money, and also the doctors have done a lot of research and they do it. Suppose the drug, basically you should display the contents of the drug on the strips that you purchase. So what happens is, once you have contents, anybody can make the product. So if you make the product, your expenditure is only making of a product, but there is no innovation in it. Obviously, your product will be cheaper, and the person who innovated product will be higher cost. So with a higher cost, they innovate and somebody copies it. Then the person who innovated, who has invested millions of dollars, will be at loss. Obviously, he must be protected. Therefore, innovator should have control over the how much to produce, when to produce, whether to permit production in the world or not. That right, if you give it, that is called intellectual property. That means intellect is considered as a property. As building is considered a property, land is considered a property, intellect is also considered as a property. So intellect, once it is a property, then obviously he will not permit. This was done in 60s only. I am not talking 2001. This is not even 94 also. I am talking 60s, 50s, 60s. So many of the first world countries, AIDS, for example, AIDS drug also, they have innovated and they have not allowed the African countries or other countries to purchase the AIDS drug. Only in America it was available, not everywhere. Many of the first third world countries were dying virtually. They were not able to get the products. I'll give you this has led to the monopolization of the drug market or medicine market. Monopolization, you try to create monopoly. Monopolization has resulted in health, and that resulted in health to such an extent. Uganda or Ethiopia, where the AIDS was so high that people were not allowed to purchase the product because the price was extraordinarily high. I tell you, the price domination will be so high. When I was in Ethiopia, I wanted to buy a blood pressure medicine. Then I asked, do you have Sarpasil? They said, we don't have Sarpasil because the Sarpasil is produced only by Ciba-Geigy in India. Therefore, we have some German company. How much it is? Then they said it is the product is about 6 birr. 6 birr means 6 into 2, 20, 120 birr, 120 rupees at that time for one strip. 120 rupees, 10 tablets. That means 12 rupees each tablet. In India, it was hardly 1200 if I remember rightly. So 60 birr. 60 birr means almost 1200 rupees. And it was available for me at hardly 25 rupees Sarpasil tablet at that time. What is the difference? Don't you have Indian product? They said, yes, we have. Oh, you are Indian. You want to buy Indian? Okay, take it. They were looking as if down. I am purchasing some useless, second-hand, useless drug. If you look to the contents, both are same. If it is German, the packing is different, purchasing is different. Because Germans were charging 100 times more than what Indian product was available. So 100 times more than you are charging from a poorest country in the world. So what kind of humanity we have? This is what public health we have discussed in 2001, and we have brought out clearly that public health has to be protected. In 1970 itself, Madam Gandhi identified that protecting my country from health hazards is my duty. So I will allow my country to produce generic products. So she gave special permission to the Indian drug manufacturers to produce generic products. Generic products means, legally speaking, the medicines whose intellectual property got expired. During those days, 7 years time was given. The 7 years and 14 years. That was over. After 14 years, you can produce any number of products. So 400 drug manufacturing companies were given permission in India during those days to produce medicines at a lower rate. Then World Health Organization supported India. They said, India is a poor country. They have every right to protect their health. Hence, India may be permitted to produce medicines at a lower rate. So India has produced medicines at the lowest price, and they started protecting their health during 70s and 80s, Madam Gandhi's initiative. But what happens is, at the later 70s and early 80s, we started not only producing for ourselves, we started exporting to Africa. We started exporting to other least developed countries. This was objected by first world countries. They say, you protect your country, but why are you exporting to other countries? Then we said, inhuman. It is inhuman to deny least developed countries. So this is where 2001 agreement has come, wherein discussion about the head, and we are every 2001, all third world countries have come to a declaration. They declared that we are not going to honor the TRIPS agreement. That means no one can prevent us from producing the goods whose intellectual property rights have not expired. We will produce. However, we will pay royalty. Royalty we are not denying. What is happening in the till that time was the companies were producing less number of products, creating artificial scarcity in the world, and depriving the third world countries from protecting their health by utilizing the latest technology of the health in the name of protecting the intellectual property right. So in 2001 Doha Declaration, first time worldwide 100 countries have declared that protecting the public health is our prerogative, and we will not allow the TRIPS agreement to come into the picture of protecting the health. This is a major achievement in 2001. Remaining aspects I am not discussing because that is not my subject today. Intellectual property right only I will discuss. So ministerial conferences have taken place in Singapore in 96, Seattle in 99, Doha in 2001, Cancun in 2003, Hong Kong in 2005, Geneva in 2009, Geneva in 2011, Malaysia in 2013, and then Argentina in 2017, and latest is Kazakhstan should have taken place in 2020, but because of pandemic it did not happen. That is venue is shifted now to again Geneva, headquarters of WTO, and it will take place in November 2021. So every 2 years they are conducting the program, and the implications of this, I have already discussed this. It's only a sum up for this particular topic of WTO. TRIPS, TRIMS, trade investment, transparency, child labor, environmental issue. Phytosanitary conditions means if you are exporting flowers to America, if you are exporting fruits to America, if you are not following the phytosanitary conditions, phytosanitary means hygienic conditions, how hygienic you are in producing the flowers, producing the meat. If you are exporting meat to America, how do you clean the meat? How do you tan the skin of the animals? All such things will play a significant role. Agricultural, small industry, medium industry, services, banking, insurance, general agreement in trade in services, including education. Today, good olden days, education means Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. We have rendered that. Today we render, but education is no more a Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, because education has become a tradable product in the trade, general agreement in trade in services. We can have another lecture on the general agreement on trade in services and how our educational institutions are getting affected. So today education can be purchased.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, are you moving your slides, or just you are showing the first slide, because only first slide is visible, sir?
No, I am moving. No.
But only first slide is visible on the screen, sir.
My goodness, you should have stopped me long back, no? My goodness. I have shown all the slides.
Sambashivarao, sir.
I have sent to you also. If I fail,
Yes,
I
sir.
will. Yeah.
Sambashivarao, sir. Please
Yeah.
help
Are you
me.
able to see now? Are you able to see now?
No, sir.
Are you able to see?
Hello. No.
Are you able to
Yes,
see?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's moving, sir.
Yeah.
It's moving,
Then
sir.
I'll show what I have finished. Synopsis of IPR. Origin of WTO I have covered. Functions of WTO I have covered. I have shared with the organizers. You can get the copy also later.
Okay, sir.
Then ministerial conference I have explained. You can send to everyone. No problem for me. There is no copyright for me. Okay. So this is what I was explaining. So GATS, software, education, telecommunication, insurance, banking. These are all the things where today intellectual property rights have entered and the WTO has entered. And this is very beneficial. 10th point is very beneficial to India. I think I will stop sharing of this particular PowerPoint and I will go to the next. I will show you actual intellectual property right, another one now. Okay. Why is it coming like that? Present now. Yeah. Window. Are you able to see this? All of you are able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. There are 69 slides. Don't get scared. I am going to show only 20 slides I am going to use. And because I could not remove the PDF form to the other one, I did not do it. And I am not stealing it from him. I am showing his name also. This was done by our Madhusudan Rao from School of Graduate Studies, Ethiopia. I have downloaded it from Google. And we will speak about only intellectual property right now in another 20 minutes. So let me show you that. Yeah, if you don't see a problem with this question, if you don't see a problem with this question, you need this class. All I asked was, can I patent my copyrighted trademark? It's a copyrighted trademark. He wants to patent it, right? So that's what we say. What is intellectual property right? Intellectual property right is any creations of humankind, like tangible property. Their creation has a value, and with all property, it needs to be protected. It gives them protection as well as helping them exploit and control their intellectual property. Exclusive right granted by the state to prevent others from using, manufacturing, distributing inventions, processes, application, new and original designs, trademarks, new plant varieties, databases, artistic and literary works. Now here I would like to say something to our science students, science teachers and others. See, if you have a protection for the patent, is it for the product or is it for the process? We should know. I hope my slides are moving, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So if you are, what happened during the Madam Gandhi time is 1970, she has said that I will not give intellectual property right, a patent right on the product. Instead, only process will be protected. So process of making the product is protected. So if you are making a paracetamol, if you take it, or you take crocin, for example, crocin, you have a process. If you change the process slightly, make another paracetamol product, then it is not called as copying. So that is how 400 drug manufacturers got benefited in 1970s in India. We have many copycat products in India. So Indian drug industry enjoyed the monopoly from 1970s to 85, almost 85 and 95, almost 10 years, 25 years we enjoyed. In 1995, once we signed in WTO, it is no more a process patent, it is a product patent. Product patent means how you make is not important. Ultimately, what are you producing is important. Ultimately, if you are producing a painkiller, then it is you are deemed to have violated the intellectual property right, and that fellow will sue you a lot. So this has come. Then they said that we cannot withdraw, we cannot withstand this at a time. Then third world countries, including India, was given 10 years time to prepare their drug manufacturing companies to convert their copycat way of production to the innovation, because India has not invested money on innovations. We had IDPL company which was producing original key formulations in public sector undertakings. The original key drug formulation was done in IDPL. That was virtually Anji Reddy from IDPL has come out from there and started Reddy Labs, and the same original wholesale drug which is made by IDPL was taken away and packing was done in Reddy Labs, and they were manufacturing. That is how they started. It is a hard reality. Later, Reddy Labs from 2005, 1995 onwards, Reddy Labs was first to invest money on innovations. And later, other drug manufacturings also have come. And 2005 onwards, India had no alternative but to pay more for the medicines. Medicine prices have gone up from 2005 onwards. Hence, 2005 onwards, innovations have taken place more in India. So this is intellectual property right. What is intellectual property right? I have explained. It's a part of TRIPS, and it is a priority watch list by the USA. Therefore, USA was prohibiting import of any product from India unless they, India accepts a TRIPS. Then duration, it is a duration specific, a particular time only. It's not open for, nobody can give you a perpetual monopoly for a long. A drug innovated can be protected for only 10 or 20 years or 7 years, 14 years, depending upon the life-saving drug, etc., etc. Constitutional aspects, we don't bother that. Let me go to the 6. Yeah, here are examples. Intellectual property right can be on industrial design. For example, Coca-Cola bottle. This is the shape. Shape is protected. Design is protected. Aspirin, they protected. The name is protected. Strip is protected. Coca-Cola, the name is a trademark is protected. Services, the shaving machine servicing, and the McDonald's. You have I am in love in it. I am in love in it is also, that's called trade secret, etc. And orange color, even your Solapur chappals, then Kolhapur chappals of the Maharashtra. That's called geographical indications. When you say geographical indications, as I was mentioning, when one American company registered biryani rice with American US patents, India has contested, saying that the word biryani is not an intellect. Biryani is not an innovation. Biryani, we call the biryani word only when the rice is produced in the foothills of Himachal Pradesh alone can be called as biryani. As if wine produced in French alone is called French wine. So that way we have protected and we won the case, and ultimately that happened. Jewelry, the particular jewelry gems that are produced in Rajasthan alone are geographical indications. So such geographical indications like Pochampalli Sharis or Nirmal Paints, these things of a area wise, Telangana area you find. Telangana also today is spending more on identifying the intellectual property right, educating the small industry, identifying the method of registering the patents. This is very important now. Layouts, semiconductors, the semiconductors shown here also can be protected. Then the layout also, the vegetables that you are producing, plant varieties, farmers' rights, or the scriptures that you have. These things can be protected. What can be protected? I have given the list. And what is IPR? I have already covered. Then what are the IPR is? Industrial design is a IPR. You can protect. Patent is a IPR. Patents under the drugs. Then trademark you can protect. Trade secret can be protected. Geographical indication can be protected. Again, you have registered and unregistered. You don't have to register at all. The moment your copyrights are, you must have seen, anybody who writes a book, he will write that copyrights are registered, or in circle you will write. That means on the day you produce a book, copyrights are registered. If that book is a plagiarized book, the other fellow can file a suit against you. If it is an original contribution, it is a copyright, you don't have to register, it comes automatic. Database, geographical indications, plant varieties, they are all unregistered. You don't have to register at all. That is how we won the cases in WTO. Whereas patents, trademarks, design rights have to be registered. That is the reason today AICTE is insisting MBA organizations to identify how many patents you have registered. MCA people have to register. Engineering colleges will get more grade if they have patents. Your government college for Khammam will get more grade in NAC if you register for patents. So your science teachers must work towards registering a patent. So you need to look for the registration. How do you register the patent also is very important. So the details are here, which I am not going to speak because time pass is very important. I will share this. This is already downloaded from Google only. Then you have 8, 9, 22, 31. Yeah, 11 is over, 32. Yeah, here you find within the Coca-Cola name is registered, logo for the what is that called? Tick mark is Adidas. Then symbol can be registered, slogan can be registered, shape can be registered. These are all trademarks. Color can be registered. You cannot copy. Nirma washing powder, Nirma washing powder. All of you know the story. So trademarks can be registered. Then you have 31, 32, 33. These are all registration is also important. Then you have 38 page. Yeah. Here you find a Baker Law Group position, second position we're talking about. These are all the examples for registering about your mark, etc. Then you have trade secrets. Even trade secrets can be registered. You have a formula, a device. For example, nobody knows what is the formula of the Coca-Cola even today. A formula, a device, idea, process, pattern, compilation, information that gives the owner a competitive advantage in the marketplace. The novel idea that is not common knowledge and kept in a confidential state is a trade secret. Such things also can only be protected through employment contracts. Trade secret cannot be protected. See, an employee is working with you. For 15 years he worked with you, he knows all the secrets. He leaves suddenly this organization and then starts another organization and produces same product. Then you can file a suit against him because you can sign the employment contract that trade secrets cannot be revealed to others, number one. You cannot start the business, number two, for at least 5 years. 3 years. There will be specific period within which these people have to change the formula, recipe, ingredients, codes, even chef, for example. Star Hotel chef cannot come out and whatever he has innovated during the his time, he cannot go to the competitive and then do it. Such things are all called trade secrets. Types of intellectual property right, variants are there. You can look into that also. Then comes, geographical indications I have already covered. 45, let me say, layout designs, plant varieties we have covered. 47, we talk about copyright. Copyright is a monopoly right of the author. You don't have to register for it. It goes without saying. I've already covered that also. Then comes economic rights, etc., or the depth in which you can go. 50, 60. Okay. Yeah. You take an example here. A student of a US university was accused of infringing intellectual property rights after illegally downloading songs from the internet and sharing them with others. See, many of us will do that. We go on downloading internet and we go on sharing with our friends. But these things, are not going to be like that for a long time. Infringement of the internet, and then he has resulted in $675,000 US that fellow has to pay. And 30 songs downloading he has done, $750 to $30,000 was the penalty. So please remember that infringement, you can't do that. There are many case studies here. Many, I think we can do that in the discussions. But what is important in case here is that you find that academic institutions other than IITs and IIScs, applications filed till 95-98 were only 54. And after 99, 2002, 132. There's a lot of change. 315 total today, applications filed. So after that signing of WTO, our academic institutions also have realized that they should also register for their intellectual property right. So present Indian think tanks, you find Prabha Sridevan, the chairman for the IP Appellate Board, and Pratibha Singh and Punita Bhargava, they are the leading practitioners. You can go look for it. And when it comes to this, we should know, we should be awake, we should do research, and we should register IPR, and we should do it fast. This is what we need to do as far as the IPR is concerned. So I hope I have covered to the best of my ability. Now let me come back for discussions. As I said, I will take 1 hour. I have finished in 1 hour. We will spend about 15 minutes to 20 minutes for a discussion if you have any. You are free to ask me questions.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Amsava sir asked me a question in the chat box.
Chart. Can I see the chart here, or you will be somebody will read and tell me?
I will read, sir. I will read.
Okay.
Sir, first question, sir.
Yeah.
From this question is from Dr. Trupti Dandekar, Humnekar.
Okay.
Sir, for recipe like biryanis, etc., can we go to copyright? That is the question, sir.
Answer is yes. There is a when you talk about biryani rice, I have given example. It's a geographical indication. When you call it about the recipe, definitely the unique recipe which you register can be registered. There should be no problem. That is how chefs are now becoming popular throughout the world.
Sir, second question, sir.
Yeah.
Question is from Samba Shivarao Garu. May I get my intellectual property rights for research work? That is my research work.
Actually, that's what I have mentioned earlier. Again, I will repeat that the registration, no registration. Registration he is talking about. You can register for your finding idea that will result in the form of a product or in the form of a service, or that means manifestations of the research can be registered. It's not the research alone. For example, research is done in social sciences. We do research and then we identify a method of, let us say, organizational behavior theories are there. You also innovated something. By your organizational theory, you can use it in case studies, for example. So your formula can be registered. If you are registered, then anybody using that particular formula in order to, in the clinical laboratories or clinical counseling, they need to pay the royalty if somebody is using. So unless you convert it as unless it manifests into a product, into a service, into a formula, it cannot be registered. A mere research is not registered. That is what it is mentioned in the rights. Yeah, copyrights versus patent rights. She is asking me to explain. Copyright is the inherent right of a author. If something original writing I make it, copyright will come. Just now our friend has asked, can I register my research work? On your research work, you have a copyright that need not be registered. And whereas if you have your copyright, whatever you have written the material, the author of a book, author of a textbook, author of a reference book, author of a idea, when you do it, author of a song, a writer, or a author of a composer, music composer, all of them will get copyrights. So copyrights need not be registered, but copyrights will be there with the originals only. Where a copyright, when you convert into a trademark, it should be registered. There is a difference between copy mark and trademark. If Ilaiyaraaja's music, general songs, if you are there, they are copyrights. Once he makes it as Ilaiyaraaja, that particular symbol has come and first the CD is released with the photograph of the Ilaiyaraaja, that song cannot be used. For example, Balasubramaniam, when he went to foreign countries, when he started singing Ilaiyaraaja songs, then Ilaiyaraaja has gone to the court of law and said that yeah, you cannot sing songs unless you pay me royalty. Then he said, then I will not pay you royalty, I will not sing your songs. Who is the loser? If nobody sings his songs, nobody will listen to him. So he realized it later. So this is the difference. The difference between the patent right and the copyright is, the copyright comes to the authors by itself. Patent rights will come only when you register. I hope I am clear. Yeah. Yeah, new recipe can be registered.
Sir, next question, sir.
Yeah.
From Dr. Ainampudi Rama Satyavati Madam Garu.
Okay.
Can a business idea be patented, sir? That is the
idea?
question.
No.
Can business idea be patented, sir?
No, idea is not patented. Idea, that's what he was mentioning in the PowerPoint which I have shared to you. You can look into it. When idea is crystallized in the form of the idea for a design, for example. When idea is crystallized in the form of a design, when idea is explained in the form of image, it can be registered. Idea, when it is crystallized in the form of an image, it can be registered. So it should manifest. Manifestation is very important.
Sir,
Yes,
next
please.
question. Sir.
Yeah.
From Dr. Ainampudi Rama Satyavati, madam.
Yeah.
Can we patent our social media content like video or audio, etc.?
Can you repeat the question?
Sir, can we patent our social media content like video or audio, etc.?
Yeah, video or audio, if it is converting into if it is an information, that information will have the copyright if you wish to, but if you want to patent it, if it is an innovative idea, definitely it can be patented. And not idea, innovative information which can be commercialized. The commercialization can be stopped by registering.
Sir, next
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
From Dr. Trupti Dandekar Humnekar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we need to have pictures also for recipe copyright, or only written document is enough?
Actually, when you make the recipe, the recipe should work. Number one. Number two, obviously the picture also is needed. Exact procedure point of view, I have no idea, tell you frankly. Law says recipe can be registered.
Sir, okay, sir. Next question. From Dr. Chaitanya Charakana. Sir, you have mentioned that the process of preparation of a drug can be no more patented and only the end product can be patented. I repeat, sir.
I got it. No, there is a process patent, there is a product patent. You can patent only the process, you can patent only the product, you can patent both process and patent also, and the product also. Both can be registered. If you are patenting the process alone, the people can change the process and produce as they do it. They have done the in case of drugs. Whereas the product patent, if you do it, the product alone is patented, process is not patented. So if they change the process, product is differently produced, then there is a escape. So if you want to prevent the escape from the IPR, you must protect both process as well as product. In drug, both are registered.
Sir, the question is incomplete, sir. I am completing the question.
Okay.
Then how would it be applicable for a recipe? Kindly, can you elaborate on this?
How it will be applicable to?
Recipe, for a recipe.
Recipe, okay. For the recipe, yeah. Recipe, yes. When you give the process of preparation of a particular dish in the hotel, then it is called process. Once you make the product, the taste as such, the final product which you release also is called product. The best example I can give is Vancob chicken. They have registered the final product. They are not only, and also the process. When they reached India from America, Vancob was, they have removed the cow meat in that, and they have converted even vegetarian as well as chicken. Both they have made, Vancob. They registered both product and process also. So both are required.
Sir, next question, sir, from Meda Ratnamala Garu.
Yeah.
Sir, can a new recipe get registered?
Yeah, I have already said yes.
Okay, sir. Next question, sir, from Gunda Ramesh Garu.
Yeah.
Sir, please clarify if any author adopted his own contribution from his book and in an article.
Okay.
can he get? Can he be getting copyright, sir?
No, the article which for example, Madhusudan Rao's PowerPoint, I have used it today. I have clearly acknowledged G. Madhusudan Rao. I have shown name and everything. I have not stolen it. It is not plagiarism. I have openly acknowledged it. It is available in LinkedIn only. I have downloaded and deleted. So I have not stolen. And the first PowerPoint which I have shown you is my original. I can register for the first one only, not the second one. The second one is does not belong to me. First one belongs to me. I have prepared that particular WTO PowerPoint. I can, but I am not owning now. You are asking everyone to use it without any difficulty. That's my choice, but I can patent.
Next question, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Srikanth Garu. Sir, I have heard a few celebrities have patented their body organs. Is it correct? Is it possible?
Yeah, I have not. I have also seen his question, but I am not aware about it.
Okay, sir. Okay. Next question, sir, from Dr. Trupti.
Only one point I would like to say is linking it to the theory. When I patent my body, what does it mean? What is the consequence? We must think in those lines. If maybe, if we are frank to discuss, some celebrities, if they have entered into a contract with some advertising agency, if that fellow becomes fat in between this advertisement, etc., then his advertisement will become infructuous. So to prevent his advertisement to fail, he may say that you should not become fat. Don't eat. You are prohibited from eating. You are prohibited from developing your flesh, etc. Such things are taking place in cine field and also the celebrity field. So in such case, somebody who joins in the celebrity may register for their body and no other person can claim. Perhaps it could be. I am not aware of it.
Sir, next question, sir, from Trupti Dandekar Hamnekar Garu, doctor.
Yeah.
Can photography be patented or trademarked? Can photography be patented?
Yeah, why not? Some of the photographs which are taken out, they can do it. But it is a question of what are you patenting? What are you patenting? Simply because, say for example, if it is a drawn picture of Picasso or the Ravi Verma, they can be patented. Nirmal paints are patented. Photography, when you take up, is that the photography equipment efficiency or the person who takes the specific photographs as such? Perhaps the process can be patented.
Sir, next question, sir, from Geeta Garu.
Yeah.
Sir, food materials are also patented like organic vegetables and fruits.
Food material, you mean?
The question is like this, sir. Simply, she typed like this. Sir, if food materials are also patented like organic vegetables and fruits.
Yes. Today we have organic rice. We have bio rice. We have got if you can make something proper noun, that is making from the common noun to the proper noun, you are eligible to register it as a patent. Because how do you make it as a unique one? Your unique selling proposition, USP. You should be able to make it. Then you can protect it. That's it.
Sir, another question, sir. Yeah. From Vallapu Prasiddha. You have explained about the word trip. Yeah. Can you please elaborate on it again?
Trade related intellectual property right.
trip is nothing but protection. That is in the question, sir. That is in the question.
No, trade related intellectual property right. See, intellectual property right, many students, many of them are asking about, can I register this, can I register that, can I register that? Please remember, anything that you register, link it with the trade. Then only it comes under TRIPS. Then only this is useful. Then only it is linked. That's it.
Sir, next question, sir, from Kamalika Rai. Sir, public posts on social media like Instagram and Facebook, are these eligible to?
Can you repeat again?
Can I sir, public posts on social media like Instagram and Facebook, are these eligible to?
No, it's not the question of what you show in the Instagram is protection, etc. As I mentioned always, the process or the product that it comes out, how does it manifest ultimately? The manifestation, how is it linked to the trade? And trade, when you link it, trade related, it should be called as intellectual property. What you post in Instagram, it is your view. That's all. Yeah.
Sir, next question, sir. This is from Sunita Chakravarti Garu. Can you register a business strategy or business model?
Yeah, I have also seen the business model. Once we make it, yes, Boston Study Group has brought out that BSG model, or you have Howard Shet model. There are different models that we come up. But in all such cases, it is only the copyright. If somebody says that it is registered, yes, it is. The model cannot be used by others unless they pay to us. Normally, that did not happen till now.
Okay, sir. It seems
Copyright is there. Yes. Done. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think good number of questions have come.
These are the questions, sir. It seems.
Sir,
Thank you. Thank you very much for a good discussion.
it became good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Sir. Now the question answer session, interaction session has completed, I think. So far,
feedback.
sir posted a feedback form also in the chat box. I request all of you to, all the participants, to fill up the feedback form and get the certificate. And my friend, Mr. Vanimbedu Masalamani also joined from Chittoor, PVKN Government Degree College, that is Andhra Pradesh. I thank him specially. And now I request Dr. Ainampudi Rama Satyavati Garu to propose vote of thanks.
Yeah, before she gives a proposed vote of thanks, I request you also to share me the feedback in summary to me. That will be helpful to my institution for the NAC also. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Over to Dr. Ainampudi Rama Satyavati Garu to propose vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Chalapati, sir, for your extensive lecture, as well as your answers to the questions and queries asked by the participants. On behalf of sir, on behalf of Department of Commerce, SRN BGNR Government Arts and Science College Autonomous, Khammam, I thank our respected principal.
Sri Ramachandra.
Yes, sir. Sri Rama and Bhakta Gantala Narayan Rao, Government Arts and Science Autonomous College, Khammam. I thank our respected principal, sir, Sri K.S. Ratnaprasad Garu, for permitting us to conduct today's webinar. And I also thank our Vice Principal, Sri T. Jivan Kumar Garu, who wished us and blessed us in the with his opening remarks to conduct this webinar. And we are fortunate to have a dynamic IPSC coordinator, Srimati S. Anjani Madam, to whom actually who boosted us to conduct this webinar and who coordinated this event successfully. We are grateful to you, madam. And I also thank Sri A. Samsurao Garu, who has given back-end and technical support. Of course, he is a technical coordinator to all our webinars and programs. And I express our gratitude to you, sir, for your technical support to this webinar. And I also thank Sri S. Ramesh Garu, who has dealt the question and answer session and also supported technically to conduct this webinar and has done all the works related to this webinar, and of course to Dr. A. Ravindra Naik, Assistant Lecturer in Commerce, who has given the back-end support to the webinar. And I also thank the team of Department of Commerce as well as the team of the large team of SRN DGNR Government Arts and Science College, who has given us the support, who stood by us, by all the means to conduct this webinar. And I also express my gratitude to the large number of participants who are not only from Telangana, and Sri Achalapati Garu has mentioned some participants from Kota, Rajasthan, and also from Mangalore. I have seen in the chat box one of the participants is from Mangalore. And all the other participants who have actively participated in the question and answer session and who discussed with Professor Achalapati Garu. And I also I thank all the participants as you are the actual backbone of the success of this webinar. And at the end, I express my gratitude to the Commissioner of Collegiate Education for every support and standing by us at every point. And I thank all the other who has given their front and back support to us to conduct this webinar successfully. And particularly to I have to give a detailed acknowledgement to Professor Achalapati Garu, because he has not just finished the content or the concept. He has started from the background of GATT as well as WTO, and he has covered the dissemination of knowledge in India and the lack of written or record work of Indian intellectuality, and why we are not converting our intellectuality into money or wealth, and the discrimination of the first world countries through Duncan proposals and policy making, execution, judiciary, and everything he has covered. And he has given an elaborate discussion as well as content on the IPR side. Thank you so much, sir. We are enlightened with IPR, and we have some more doubts also, but we hope we can meet you again in any other session to discuss with you and to clarify those doubts. Thank you so much to all of you, to all the participants, and Professor Achalapati Garu. And thank you so much, Department of Commerce, for giving me this opportunity to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Garu, Satyavati Madam. And I especially thank Srinivas Dadigala in finding out the right resource person through his guide, and I am indebted to both of them, Sir Achalapati Garu and the person who guided me in finding you also, sir. I thank everybody for attending and making it a success. Thank you.
Sir, I forgot to acknowledge Narayan Swami Garu, Gunda Ramesh Garu, and Srinivas Garu of Gorse, Setram Garu, Ramana Venkatramana Garu of Department of Commerce, who has given a lot of support to conduct this webinar. Thank you so much, all of you.
Yes, all of them supported, especially Department of Commerce, and college itself is we are indebted to the college, the entire team of the college, in supporting for conducting this program in a successful manner. Yes, madam. Thank you very much, madam. And with this, shall we end, Ramesh sir? Shall
Yes,
we
sir.
end the meeting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, at
We will
your
end.
end, with the permission of the resource person and all, we can end the meeting.
Come and late. Thank you. Thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Ramesh sir, please end meeting for all, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Shall
Thank
we
you, sir. Thank you.